When did you first find yourself asking the question, why am I here? What's the purpose?
Well, the beauty of the education that we got was that it actually encouraged the questioning, not from cynical, negative motivation, but because there are answers, and if you don't ask the question, you're not going to appreciate the answer. So I remember being 15, and we were sitting in class, and we're studying all of this, and we're observing all the commandments, and we're being very good boys. And we started discussing, like, why are we doing this?
What's the purpose of it?
What's the purpose, and what is our motivation? What are you doing it for? What are you doing it for? We have a Sunday night program for VIPs that you might be interested in. It's informal, it's questions and answers, it's conversation. It's really relaxed, it's really pleasant, and kind of community-like. All of it, just conversation, casual, laid-back, unscripted. So join us, take a look, click the link below, and see which of the three suits you best, and join us for some enjoyable conversation.
Those are heavy questions to ask as a teenager, I think.
Yeah.
But do you think we're primed for it as teens and we're just dismissed for asking them?
I think if you don't get the answer as a teenager, your life becomes difficult.
Tell
Then
me
you're
more.
Struggling.
What was the answer that you got in your teenage years that helped you?
Well, when I finally figured it out, with, of course, the help of all the teachers and all that, the model that we all have always lived by, and we're actually misled, is the picture of human beings being very needy, fragile, weak, helpless, dependent, either on the government, on the king, on the emperor, whatever, or on God. So religion kind of reinforces the idea that you are so desperately needy. And God can help you if he's in the mood. So you got to do something to get him in the mood, that he should like you and take care of you and that kind of stuff.
Is that sacrifice? Is that good deeds? Is that fasting? What are those things that we're taught?
Whatever people could come up with, they were willing to do just to get on his good side.
So,
of course, but that's very hard, and it hardly ever happens. So everybody's in trouble, and you got to beg on your knees. And we found out that's a distorted picture. That's a way for groups to control the masses.
Did religion get it wrong?
Oh, yeah. Yep. The truth of the matter is, this is the real revelation. Whoever created the world must have been driven by a very intense need. You don't create a universe for nothing. Right? So the picture we're given is that God needs nothing. He's perfect. And we're in trouble all the time. And I got to get a job. I got to make money. I got to pay the bills. I got to... Whoa, wait a minute. I didn't create the world. Why am I paying the bills?
Right.
I didn't create myself. Why do I have to redeem myself? Why do I have to prove myself? It's the other way around.
And you started asking these questions at 15.
Yeah.
Were you ever called blasphemous?
I'm still called blasphemous. That's what makes it interesting.
Yeah. As a rabbi.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. And I do love that the times that I've spoken with you, I have felt like I've asked questions and you've always taken what I've asked and driven it even further to educate me truly, to say, you're not thinking deep enough on this question.
See, that's another very important principle. In order to really answer any question, you can either go wide, gather a lot of information, do a lot of research, and confuse yourself, or go deeper. The answer is just beneath the surface. Just go deeper. Don't run around all over the world looking. Take the subject and just go a little deeper. And the answers are there.
Do you find that answers with life tend to be complex, or do they tend to be simple and we just make them complex?
They're extremely simple because truth can only be simple.
Give me an example of something that you think people struggle with that is really quite simple.
Well, let's stick to the topic. Why are we here? We don't ask to be born. So why are we here? So people get depressed. So you put them on antidepressants. Why are we here if I didn't ask to be born? I don't ask to be born because I don't need to be. That is a very important fact of life. We don't ask to be born because we don't need to be born. So what is all this, you got to succeed and I got a nothing. I didn't ask for this. So don't put the burden on me because so if I didn't ask to be born, and like Mark Twain says, the most significant day in your life is to figure out why you were born. Well, come on, figure it out. No, nobody has ever come up with an answer.
You don't think so?
Give me, for an example. What does religion say? Why was I born?
To exalt God, usually that. To execute God's love.
So that
God's love can be felt around the world, so that we can praise God. It's an exaltation.
Yeah, so that.
Oh man, you're putting the questions on me. This is difficult. No, I love it. I love it. Keep it coming.
So you're telling me what we're supposed to do, but why? Why? Praise God, nice, very nice.
Yeah.
And then what?
Well, I think there's a level of, hopefully the place where I've gotten is that there's supposed to be some level of consciousness in all of it, that we're participating in this beautiful experiment called human life and human suffering, human love, all of the range of human emotions. So we feel them and we feel them fully. And then we find something to dedicate our lives to that brings us to like the higher level of consciousness. That's at least what's been true for me right now.
That's all correct. Still not a why.
Have you found the why?
Like, what would be wrong for my saying, okay, that's very nice, but I'm not interested.
There are people who say that.
A lot of people. Yeah, that's nice, but I don't have to.
Yeah.
So why?
I don't know.
What's the compelling reason?
What do you think the compelling reason is?
Okay, so just follow the simple logic. I didn't ask to be born because I don't need to be here.
But you are here.
But I am here.
So
Conclusion? What? I'm not here for my need. I'm here because someone needs me.
Is that someone, another person?
It might be, but you got to start with whoever caused me to be here. So I blame my mother. But my mother says, hey, I didn't ask to be born either.
Yeah.
Don't blame me. So just go back to Adam and Eve. You know what they're going to say? I didn't ask to be born.
Right, exactly.
So here's the simple conclusion. Everyone in the universe has always had this question. Why am I here? What is the purpose? Now, why do we need a purpose?
That seems like a uniquely human quality.
Yes.
To need meaning.
Yeah.
We're meaning and making machines, I feel like.
All right. So what is the purpose of that cup? Oh, it doesn't have a purpose.
Well, it does to me. It keeps my cold water cold and my hot water hot.
Right. Otherwise...
it's more pleasurable drinking. Do I need something like that? Absolutely not.
No, but it does have a purpose.
Yeah.
Because if it didn't have a purpose, it probably wouldn't be here.
Right.
It wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Nobody would have invented it without its purpose.
Yeah. Well, then does that go to need? Because usually with at least human invention comes from need.
Yes. And that's where we got tripped up. We thought that we're doing what we do because of our need. Today we're enlightened. Even the 10-year-old, I don't need. Thank you very much. I didn't ask to be born, so don't tell me I need to clean up my room. I don't
That's a
need.
particularly difficult child, I feel like.
No, that's a brilliant kid.
Yeah.
And he's not depressed, and don't put him on antidepressants. He's making a very true observation.
Yeah.
I didn't ask to be born. I don't need to be here, but I need to clean up my room. How does that happen?
Yeah. That doesn't seem worthwhile enough, does it?
How can it be my need? So the obvious simple solution is, I am not here for my need because I have no needs. I am here because I am needed. And now, there's where the question of purpose comes from.
Well, yeah.
We have this inborn instinct. I'm here for a purpose. Now, why do I need a purpose?
Well, because you were born into being needed.
Exactly.
So we have to discover
The reason
who
I
or
need,
what.
right. The reason I need to know my purpose is because there is one. I'm not making it up. And without a purpose, then thank you very much. I don't need this.
Shouldn't be here, right? But do you believe everyone has a purpose?
Yes. But it's not I have a purpose. I exist for a purpose. We mean whoever made me exist did so with a purpose in mind. So it's not really my purpose, or it's the purpose for me. So when God created us, it was not a mass production thing. Every individual for a particular purpose. Now there is a common purpose, which we all share, obviously, to make the world his kind of a world. But each of us does it in a very individual, specific way that no one else duplicates. So when we say purpose, you're talking God. You cannot ask, what is my purpose, if you don't believe in God? In other words, if you don't believe in a creator. Because purpose comes from whoever caused you to be here. If whatever caused you to be here didn't have a purpose, then you don't have a purpose, and stop looking for it. If you enjoyed this conversation or this topic, and you're looking for more information, or you want to hear it again from another angle, there's a way to do that. And that is in this book. It's all there. Order it from Amazon. You can read it, reread it, and share it.